All right, Bitcoin has finally done something. We have spent about a week or so trading inside this range, and I've been waiting for something to happen with market structure, and price has finally come up to break the last lower high. Now, this is an internal downtrend. It's following the internal structure that we formed after putting in this low, so it's not super significant, but it is significant in terms of, current price action, and we could still potentially get some good trades off of it. So this is what I've been waiting for. I've either been waiting for us to take out the high or take out the low. I'm glad it's the high because taking out the low really wouldn't have done much unless we SFP'd it. That could have been a trade idea, but the lower high would have pretty much been the exact same. We came really close to that high with this move up, so we have gotten a pretty significant move above the last lower high. But on the 1 hour time frame, so far we have SFP'd it. We actually closed back down below that lower high ever so slightly. But we still could close a 3 hour or 4 hour candle above that high. That closes in about an hour and a half from when I'm recording. So I'll be watching for that. And I would also look to see if we can close above this high on the 1 hour. If we do that in the next 27 minutes, then don't necessarily have to wait for the 3 hour to close. But I'm not going to do anything once we get the break anyway. I'm going to look for a refined entry once we get a break. And so it doesn't really matter when we break above there. I just want to see it close before I start really looking for trade ideas. So planning ahead, if we do get the close, then this area right here is my area of interest at the moment. This was the last retracement before we got to move up to take out the high, and if we break structure, it'll be the last retracement before we broke structure. So this right now I think is the most important demand zone. It is also the 0.5 fib as of right now, and the value area high of the previous range is in there, so we could also retest the value area high. And what I would want to see for this after we break structure, of course, is I'd want to see a retracement down here with some structure, some lower time frame structure, and I would look for a bullish break after getting a move into there. That is my trade idea right now. And like I said in my last video talking about this trade idea, which I posted sometime last week, I would be targeting this zone up here. If we were able to break structure, then I would look for a long after the retracement, try and ride it up to this area, and if we get a market structure shift up here, then I think this could make for a significant high. And I would like to ride this down all the way to this low. I would like to take out this low still, because by taking out this low, we actually could be in a more bullish situation than we are currently. Because right now, in order to flip market structure bullish on any time frame, talking primary structure, we have to close above this high up here. So taking out that low would make this the lower high, and although it's not that much closer than it is up here, maybe we come down to take out structure and then do something like this to make a lower high that's much closer. That is a possibility. Or if this is a lower high up here, at least this is a more well-defined lower high. Because on the 4 hour, in order to break 4 hour structure, we would have to break above this high up here. You can't call that a 4 hour lower high. So this is a more clear lower high. It's a higher time frame market structure point, and it would make for a more significant market structure break than this one would if we come down and take out the low first. So for Bitcoin, my ideal scenario would be to get in a long down here, ideally ride it up to here, and look for a short entry up in this area to ideally come down to this low. And if we SFP it, then I can look for a long, because that could be the start of a Wyckoff model 1 or 2. Actually, it doesn't matter because both Wyckoffs take out the original low first. So it's been over 20 minutes. We've just closed the 1 hour candle, and we did not break structure yet, even though the candle closed above this last lower high since we first got the SFP. The break of structure line on the 1 hour is now right here. So this is not a 1 hour break yet, even though this candle closed above this lower high. At least I don't consider it. But, we can still wait for this next close, the 3 hour and the 4 hour candles, in 57 minutes. And I would still consider this 4 hour structure. You can see that structure on the 3 hour. I don't know why my brush lagged there, but yeah, I would still call this 3 hour and 4 hour structure. So a 4 hour close above that lower high would be sufficient. I would call that a break, even if we don't close above the original wick. So even if it's still technically an SFP on the 1 hour, like let's say we close somewhere right around here on the 4 hour, I would still consider it a 4 hour break. And the higher up in the time frames you go, the more significant it is. So a 4 hour break in structure would be more significant than a 1 hour SFP. So hopefully we do get a bullish break here. I want a reason to start looking for trades, and a bullish break would be a good reason to start looking for longs, I think. So yeah, basically I'm going to be waiting for that break, and then from there I'm going to be following structure to the downside. Hopefully it does come down to this area, because a bullish transition into demand is pretty significant. That could give you more confidence in a long, but let's say we do get the bullish break, maybe you come up a little higher, and then we start forming some structure on their retracement. Even if we don't get a move into that demand, I may still look for a long. So basically I'll be following the structure on the retrace if we get the break. After that, I already talked about my ideal scenario, but we might not get that, so I will be following structure and making decisions as structure develops. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I will see you all in the next one.